How can libraries support innovation and creativity in the 21st century? A one-day conference explored how digital developments are influencing the way local, national and international public libraries are changing. The conference examined the story behind the setting up of Fab Lab Devon and the ways in which libraries can work with Fab Labs and makerspaces to support innovation, creativity, business and economy in their communities.
I think we just feel really passionate about the impact that we've had so far, and it feels like something that any library service can do, so we're just really keen to share that with library colleagues across the country.
I think more than anything there's so much in the sort of professional press about makerspaces in libraries, the impact that they can have on economic development, cultural capacity and that kind of thing, and following that it seems that Devon is one of the innovators, one of the leaders in the UK. Having the Fab Lab down here, just the chance to come and see that in a context of a newly refurbished library and have a look at the difference it's making.
There's a big thing about coming together with people, and I think that's a really big part of coming to something like this. It's meeting people and finding out what they're doing, and if they have the same fears as you, as well as being excited and optimistic about things, we're all a bit nervous about some of this. And I think part of that is going home feeling more confident, maybe either because we're doing it already quite on the road to doing it well, or it's because we're going to meet people that are doing it and I can get tips from and things like that.
It seems like a really exciting prospect, really. I mean, where we are, I've always thought libraries should be on the cutting edge of technology, and I think sadly in Swindon libraries we're probably not on that cutting edge of technology in terms of IT and lots of other things. So I thought it'd be a good idea to just come along and see what sort of new developments there were in that field, really.
It's great to see you here from library services and partner agencies across the United Kingdom. Great to see you.
There's hack spaces, maker spaces. Some of it is more digital, some of it's less digital, some of it's about taking big hammers and welding arcs and repurposing stuff. We felt that actually sitting under the Fab Lab banner was of benefit to us because there are now, I think, around 400 across the world.
These things. This is a stand for your Kindle or iPhone. So this is just some plastic. It's acrylic that's been cut out with the Fab Lab logo engraved on it. We can basically set the laser to a low strength so it doesn't cut through. And you can then basically shade in an area at a low strength, and it just destroys the surface. So you get a nice what they call engraved. It's more like an etching.
In the spirit of creativity and having a good fun day, we've got our two maker tables at the back there, so in an idle moment you are welcome and actively encouraged to make something today.
Support around promoting enterprise and entrepreneurship in schools and looking at as to how we can link digital making, Fab Lab with other parts of what we're doing as part of the local authority. We're even hoping to build on some of our cross-channel links to explore European funding options with the colleagues in Normandy that Kira mentioned previously, because they're also investing in digital making facilities, not as good as ours, I think, but it's still great to collaborate across the water, I'd say. So some fantastic opportunities that are coming up for Fab Lab Devon in the future.
Just double click on that. And you'll be presented with that Raspberry Pi again, like we saw before.
Equipment, mid-tech, I would say not high-tech, because if it was all high-tech equipment, expensive equipment, people would be scared of using it. If you're not technical, you go to a lab and feel comfortable using the equipment. If you had a £250,000 machine and they wouldn't want to touch it, you've got young kids or you've got artists and they don't want to touch it. So it will always be kept at the kind of low-cost entry level.
I think libraries are now exploring more of their social grounding. They're exploring ways of being away from just an artefact. I think the widespread momentum and the sort of ground up demand as well is very clear. I think there's particularly in this corner of the world as well, there's a demand for a sort of distributed network that allows maybe more outlying communities to be integrated into a digital platform as well.
I think it's really there is a really exciting buzz, and I think it's that realisation that
wow, there are so many synergies between Fab Labs, makerspaces and libraries, their whole sort of ethos about creativity, knowledge and sharing and exploring and finding things out and access. It's wonderful, and you can see those sort of connections, people making those connections, and also the sort of audiences or the customers, the people that want to make and want to share, they sort of find a natural environment in the library, and it's everybody sort of realising that these wonderful connections and synergies. It's just great.